All right, there you go.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. We're on our Thursday night live demo, and first and foremost, like we do every time, we're just going to make sure all of our volume is turned off here. And my mom forgot her computer at home, so she's on like a dinosaur of a computer.
Yeah.
And an iPad just in case that goes haywire, and then I have my iPhone. So anyways, here we are. And so Thursday night, so this coming Saturday, we have our beach craft along. So it's these two cards. It's the scallop circle. So these two cards right here, this one and this one. Now I am going to do an email to all the participants regarding what you can do ahead of time, because there's some words. So it would be like weeding out your words, and then if you want to color some of your images, because a lot of the die cut stuff is in white. Oh, and the flip-flops and these words too. So you can weed and you can color your white images. So, but I'm going to send an email, so watch for that. I think I'm on at, let's see, it's 10:30 Central,
Okay.
11:30 Eastern, and I'll let everybody else figure out what time they are, but 10:30 Central is the time that I need to remember and keep straight in my head. So anyways, let's go down to the camera, or down to the table, which right now there's nothing there. I kind of started with like a blank slate. Oh, hang on, my mom's getting there.
Overhead view, combo view. I'm on overhead, video intro. It doesn't say background sign. Okay, so overhead view.
Overhead view, yeah. So are we there?
Yep.
Okay, so I started off today with a bunch of stuff. Like I die cut a bunch of stuff. I was first of all, I was looking like in my stamp room, like I need to make this 20-year-old a birthday card. And this is my nephew, and he's been getting birthday cards from me forever. Well, for the past 20 years. He probably doesn't remember the first few. But anyways, so I've used a lot. You know, gave him a golf card, and I gave him a car card, and last year I did do like a plaid, just kind of generic with words and stuff. So this year I was looking around in my stamp room and I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, he's 20 this year. So then I started just randomly die cutting some stuff. And then after I got, like I die cut the happy birthday and the 20, and those are kind of like, let's see, these would be more for like wedding or whatever. But anyways, then when I got some suggestions from you all, then I'm like, oh, I could do this. So I've actually got a couple cards planned, and one of them, I came across this stamp that's from Endless Creations, and it's Your Day Be Wild. So then there's this tubing die, and I know they spent some time up at a cottage, and they spent time at their grandparents' cottage. So I thought, well, that will be fun. So we're going to start with that one. And then somebody had said cars, the Enjoy the Ride die, which this die I thought I used with his car card. But I dug deep. I looked at when this die was. It was from September of the year of his birthday. So I didn't use this die. So yay, I can use this die. And then I've got some acetate that I pre-printed some stuff because I don't have many stamps. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have lots of stamps, but I am just running out of ideas with stuff to do. So anyways, we're going to go to a card similar to what I did, I think, last year with this. Let me see if I can put it on colored paper. This die, which is a mini slimline die. And we're just going to go back to our new silver holographic. And we're just going to do some alcohol ink on there. And then I did die cut our little tubing guy. So I'm actually going to make two cards. One of them I'll save for whenever, or next year, or whatever. So, but we're just going to start putting some color on our silver Stardust holographic because this is fairly new. And I do have some different blues, and I wanted to kind of pull out. I'm always doing aqua, and I'm not going to use this aqua card base, but I just want to see what this indigo looks like. and I did it next to my aqua, just because we'll see if it blends. And I don't know what it's going to look like, so who knows? I could be like just doing something totally different in a minute. Maybe I should try this on a piece of scrap paper first.
It's 105 in Arizona, cooler than it has been.
Yeah.
Robin, oh my gosh.
Oh, see, actually that's not too bad. That's different types of blues together. So I actually don't mind that. It's got some different shades of blue, not just the aqua that I always use. So, and that's fine, because when I had started out earlier in the day, I was thinking like a royal blue, a green or a denim, and an olive. I don't know. So let's just go with that. So, because I'm not tied to this aqua color. I just need a watery color. So, and again, I'm just swooshing on here, because if you start tapping, you lose the pattern of the holographic. But I am kind of missing the edges, and I'm not liking that. So, which I'm going to cover up some of those anyways. So I think I'm just, instead of futzing too much, I'm just going to leave this. I just wanted some water on there so I could put my tubing guy on there. And I'm always going to aqua, so today we're not going to aqua. So I'm going to put my aqua away. So this is our mini slimline wave die, and I'm just going to attach that guy on there. So, and I've got some blues for my guy card. I don't think I have a piece of big enough micro dot adhesive, but that's okay. I'll just do it on there a couple times. So his birthday was actually last weekend, so besides being on a blank for making it, it's a belated birthday card. But somebody said just put a gift card in it and he'll be happy, which he probably will. Well, I told him when I talked to him, I said, you'd probably fall over if I gave it to you on time anyway, so I think he knows that Aunt Sarah probably won't get it to me on time. So yeah, this is just my quick and easy card, and I don't know if I'm going to use this one because I kind of am liking my idea for the other one. So I'm just going to do this one kind of really quick and easy. And sometimes that's what you need when you're making a birthday card because you're doing it so last minute. I'm just going to turn that over. So yeah, now I'm going to attach
your battery is running low. What the heck? Is it not plugged in?
It might not be plugged in, Mom, because it's been so long.
I see it. Hold on.
Okay. So there we have that. And then we have our little tubing guy, which I did add a little orange to the tube, and I just cut him into black glossy. And I did put some foam tape. But then I have our It's Your Day Be Wild. Somebody else told me something the other day. When you use VersaFine Clair, she told me that you can always emboss with it. And she said you can leave it sit for quite a while and emboss with it. And I'm not going to test that theory, but I am going to test whether you can emboss with it, because I don't usually use it for embossing. So I have some, if I can find it, yes. I just have some of the white Lady Cocktail Metallic, and we're going to see if we can emboss with our VersaFine Clair, because I know I've had trouble having the VersaFine Clair dry on the Cocktail Metallic, so technically you should be able to emboss with the VersaFine Clair. So I'm just using my VersaFine Clair, my It's Your Day Be Wild, and I have some clear embossing powder. Clear is nice because then you don't have to worry about getting your little spots. So if I would have used black powder, sometimes you worry about getting the little spots down there. And that's kind of annoying. So let's let this heat up for just a minute. But I figured with our little tubing guy, it's your day, be wild would be a good, and I need to say it's your belated day. Or it was your day.
Your day.
Hope you were wild. Or we could just consider it's your week, be wild. So yes, you can emboss with the VersaFine Claire. Now I don't know how long you can leave it. The person that I was talking to said that you could emboss, quite a while after. I'm just going to hand trim this. Normally I probably wouldn't. I'd probably pull out a die. But since this is my quick and easy card, and who knows, maybe this will be a warehouse sale class card. You never know. Now I'm just going to trim down. I'm using black gloss, or black mirror card actually. Black glossy is discontinued. We only have postcards left. So if you're a lover of the black glossy cardstock, we only have postcards left, and once those are gone, it's gone, unfortunately. The paper mills, they just don't ask me what my opinion is.
Well,
I don't know why, but let's pop this up with some foam tape. And then we're going to go on to our other card. So for our other card, I am using the Enjoy the Ride, but I did not want to use, I do have some motorcycle stuff, and I did not want to use that. I don't think his parents would appreciate me encouraging motorcycles to their 20-year-olds. So I just kind of took it a little bit like your ride could be the ride of life. And I didn't have a good stamp for that, so I went to the internet and I printed on our printable acetate. So we'll talk about that in just a minute, because I haven't used that in a while. So yeah, where somebody said a couple people said enjoy the ride, and I thought, how can I make that work without having it be a car because I did that, or without having it to be a motorcycle because no. So anyways, that is my quick and easy. I need to tack this one down a little bit, but that's my quick and easy, fun, colorful birthday card.
That's a nice card.
Yeah.
That could have been Enjoy the Ride too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one could have been Enjoy the Ride too. That's true, a tubing ride. Yeah. But let's go on to the other one. And usually I don't get through 2 cards, but I kind of ran through that one kind of quick. We used the Silver Stardust holographic alcohol inks, our mini slimline wave die, and yeah, just a super simple mini slimline card. But let's go on to,
that's a nice card.
I found some images online that I printed on the acetate, okay, and I just was looking for road ones to use with the Enjoy the Ride. So I took my Enjoy the Ride, and I've got a little fun fold, which was my original idea to do on the inside. But I'm using a steno card. So the steno card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm turning it this way. And I'm also using one of our large rectangle large oval overlays. Okay, and I did decide on the blue one, although this one is really pretty too. And I'm going to save that one. So now we do have the printable acetate in the adhesive backed. If I'm using the adhesive backed, I could attach it to like some glitter paper and attach it, trim it down to size and attach it right on. But since I'm putting it behind my overlay, I don't really need the adhesive backed, because I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of here. I'm going to line that up to get it where I want it. and then I'm going to attach it to my card, but this time I'm only going to put adhesive on the border, not on the acetate. Okay, so when I did find my images, let's just talk about that for a minute. I just went to Google, I typed in open road images, and a whole bunch, and then I clicked on the little images tab, and a whole bunch came up. Now, the two that I have, I did get off of Shutterstock, so I did pay for those images. So depending on the image, like so you can type in open road images free, and sometimes you'll find some clip art, or if you are good at photography or have images like this on your computer, you can use your own pictures and just print them on the acetate. I paid for these images because I didn't have any. But you can find some free ones. Sometimes they aren't as nice. But yeah, feel free to use your own images on your computer. And I just put them in like a Word document, sized them down to the size that I needed to fit in my window. And then I printed out a whole sheet of 6 of them I think I have on my sheet. So let's go ahead. Now the acetate, the inkjet printable acetate, one side is very smooth, the other side, and it is ever so slight of a roughness, and you're going to print on that rough side. Now the adhesive backed acetate, it's much easier to see which is the side to print on, but on the inkjet, just the regular inkjet acetate, it is a little bit harder because you have to feel for the rougher side. And then we have our other acetate, which is our laser printer acetate, or to use for shaker cards. You don't want to use the inkjet printable acetate for your shaker cards because it's a little bit more expensive. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take this, turn it, well, it's the same on both sides, so I don't really need to turn it over, but I'm going to put adhesive around. And I think I have the printed side down. So I'm just kind of laying this down, and I'm taking my overlay and I'm just going to kind of tap on it, just to make sure I have it where I want it. Now I could do it from the back, but I really like to look at it through my window to make sure I have it placed where I want it. And I just kind of tap on it. Then I can turn it over and make sure it's all the way stuck. Now, if my acetate goes all the way out to the edge, then I need to maybe add a little bit more adhesive. Just make sure you don't get adhesive in that window section. I probably didn't need to put it on all the sides because I did have a good amount of adhesive on there to begin with. Now I'm going to put it on my card front. Sometimes it's easier, like you could do it on your folded card, but sometimes it's easier to just do it while it's flat, because then you're not fighting the fold of that card. And you should have about an equal border all the way around. With the ATG, it is kind of hard to pull up, so I like to make sure I have it correct before. Now I did cut my Enjoy the Ride in a couple different colors. I have my blue, and I might use both my blue and my tan. I do like my tan on top, but you guys know how I like to layer or stack my die cuts, so I think I'm going to do that. Probably not the best thing using a scissors as a poker when I have 4 of them next to me. So this aqua that I'm using is the So Silk Glamour Green, which we were out of for a while, so it was off of our website. I'm not even sure if it's totally back on. But I'm just going to put some adhesive on there, and I'm going to just offset them ever so slightly to attach it. And let's get out my micro dot adhesive. And I'm just going to offset these just a hair, just because I like to do that. And then I am going to pop these up with foam tape. So, and I am going to trim that down a little bit first. So let's get my scissors out. Now you could use a straight edge, but I'm just a go for it kind of gal. So bam. Bam. Okay, then we'll get some foam tape out to just raise that up. So we have two Enjoy the Ride dies. One is just horizontal and the other one is stacked. It's enjoy the ride or it's enjoy the ride. I can't remember if it's where the two words are together. I think it's enjoy and then the ride. I should probably know that. So on the inside, we're going to kind of do this fun little fold, and we'll get to some stamping too. And I am kind of mixing it up with companies and stamps and all that. I feel like after I got all of your ideas on different themes, like I don't have, if you look at my stamp room, I have a ton of stamps, but I don't have like any music stamps. That's a good idea. And very limited sports. I have golf, and pretty much that's it, which I used. I do have a little bit of Western. I do have some outdoorsy type stuff, but I forget what I give him. So I was thinking back last year, I did some plaid. So, and I could put, there's some little cross hatches, X's on there, so I could put some little gems and stuff on there if I wanted to. I'm just not going to do that right now. But so far my card folds like that. Enjoy the ride, and it's kind of the ride of life. Then on the inside, I have a stamp from Impression Obsession, and it's a cloud stamp. So I'm going to stamp a couple of those, and we'll go through that because the stamp that I have for the inside is wishing you a year full of amazing adventures, blue skies, dreams come true, happiness and laughter, joy and love. So I don't know if he'll like the joy and love and all that, but the blue skies and the adventure, rock on. So anyways, I have one of the Impression Obsession Mega Mount stamps. So if you have one of these, this is kind of your little tutorial. And I like to get mine on there straight, even though the clouds don't really matter. I like to put it closer to one edge than the other because then I know exactly how far I'm starting from the paper. I hold it in my right hand because I'm right-handed. I put my left hand up here. And when I'm doing them in classes, I always put like arrows on them, which way to rock them, and arrows where you put your fingers. You probably don't want to mark yours up like I do, but maybe you do because it kind of can be helpful. I hold it with my right hand. I put my other two fingers up here on my arrow. I rock it forward and I roll it up. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to do this rocky back and forth type thing, because then you tend to get double images. So inking is probably the second most important part than rocking. When you ink it, I always do this tappy tap, tappy tap, tappy tap, tappy tap. I've seen people do this, but really they're just kind of rubbing the ink off. So I do prefer a tappy tap, and I usually go over it a couple times. So if you're not sure if you have enough ink on it, go ahead and do tappy tap one more time or two more times. Then I start fairly close to my paper, hold it in my right hand, left hand up here, rock it forward, and roll it up. And that's how I get, this is a clouds or blue sky. You can see that I have some little sniblets on here, right here, which I can see my little sniblet. There we go, I got it off. I'm not really going to worry about it because some of that's going to get covered up anyways. But now we'll go on to our next one. We'll do our tappy tap. And actually, I don't even know if I did this too dark for my words. So let's try our words on there because I might be turning it over. So I just want to try my words in black. I'm going to do them up fairly high because I have a band that's going down below. But we'll see if my it's too dark, my blue, for my words to show up. Yeah, maybe it's a little too dark. Let me try it one more time. I'm just going to turn it over and just see how light it is as a secondary image. Oh, that's, I think, a little bit better. Although I do have a line there. Crumb. So that's because I hit the edge in here. I didn't have it in the exact same spot. That's a bummer. Okay. That's okay, because I have an extra piece of paper. So now I am going to do it off once on my paper, and then I'm going to, because I did it on a solid piece of paper rather than hitting an edge the first time, now I can do my secondary image. Okay, then I had an extra piece of paper here. There it is. So again, I'm going to ink it up. Oh, yeah, Robin, I could trim it, but then I'll have to trim both. So since I have an extra piece of paper, let's just do an extra one.
You made that stamp look easy, sir. What's the trick?
The trick to this stamp, oh, I didn't need to re-ink it. Okay, so the trick is going nice and slow, standing up, and then I do put some pressure on it. So I rock it, but going nice and slow, making sure you have even pressure all the way across. So I stop, I go, and I'm putting pressure on it, rocking it slow, even pressure, and rolling it up. So yeah, see, I had my extra little line there. I'm sure he wouldn't have cared, but I noticed that it was there. This is my better image, so I'm going to just stamp my words on there. Yeah, anybody that's taken my classes has used those stamps. And some people are friends of the Megamount and some people are not. And I like to make you friends of the Megamount. So I try to help you through it, just so you can enjoy the Megamount as much as I do. Okay. So now these are going on the inside. And I'm going to put them on both sides because I'm going to do this band thing that's going across the whole thing. So let's go ahead and put those. And this band is not one that we have pre-scored. I'm just folding it. Okay, so now I took an 11-inch sheet. Okay, so this is 11 inches. It's the same width as right there. And I'm going to fold it in half. Oops. Not crooked, too. Fold it straight in half. So that's our middle score. Now, I do want to make a little bump out on the middle, and you'll see why in a minute. And this I'm not measuring. I just, and this can vary, but I just took it and I folded it back. So this is probably, I don't know, about 1.5 inches. Doesn't really matter. But then I folded it on one side, and now I'm going to take the other side and fold it that same distance. And now I have my little band. Okay, so when I fold it, that's going to open up like that, because I did die cut a 2 and a 0 because he's 20, and I wanted to attach those onto my little band. So when I'm attaching my band, well, first you're going to decide, like I could put it, if I put it all the way to the end, it doesn't bump out very much. So I'm going to suck it in a little bit to my borders, you know, my layers that are in here. And I could have made it 12 inches and then it would have popped out even more. I didn't necessarily need it to pop out a lot, but I'm just going to attach one side first. So when I'm attaching adhesive, I'm just going to attach it from this score over. Now if you have a score pal, you probably want to use a score pal, because then your scores will be much. I used a 65-pound cardstock, so it was very easy to fold. But if you're using an 80 or 100-pound cardstock, you want to first score in the middle, then decide on how much you want to pop out, an inch and a half, 2 inches, and then you're going to score over, and then you're going to score on the other side the exact same distance over. Now I'm going to attach this to one side. I'm going to fold my thing, and this is kind of like our Bandit Z fold, and then I can just kind of fold it over. So you don't want any tape in this middle section. Oh, that's why I hate using 65-pound cardstock, because my tape gun, every once in a while, it'll catch and then it kinks it where it's not supposed to be kinked. Darn it. Yeah, that's why I don't like 65-pound cardstock. But it did fold very nice, and that's what I happen to have available. So there I have my little band. Now I'm going to attach my little 20. Now what can we use to attach that? Because
Cute.
I don't want to put tape on the whole thing, because otherwise it might tape it shut. So I only want to put tape where it's going to hit on the black. I should probably be using my ATG, my narrow ATG, because sometimes this little tape, I don't like the little tape runner, because sometimes I've come and this one's out of tape. So okay, I'm stuck with my little tape runner that I don't like, but that's okay. So I have my 2 or my 0 and my 2 for because he's 20. It's hard to even believe that he's 20. Oh my gosh. And then I have my happy and birthday. Well, look at that. Birthday is too long. That's okay though. We are just going to make it B day. And we've done this before. And I can trim this a little bit off of there. And I kind of knew that before I started. I was mentally prepared for the birthday being too long, that I was going to have to make that a B day. So yeah, so let's get those attached. So yeah, this morning as I pondered in my stamp room what I was going to do, and then I asked you all for suggestions, kind of just all came to me. Okay, so let's go our B day. And okay, these numbers, I cut those out. I have a Brother Scan and Cut, and I did cut those out with that. I don't use it very often. The little roller things are worn out on the bottom that suck the paper in, and it makes it very difficult to suck the paper in, and it's just frustrating as all get up. So if anybody out there has a Brother Scan and Cut, and you have any, if you know if you can get additional like rollers, let me know, because yeah, I think that's the problem with mine, and yeah, I don't use it very often. So let's see if we can find a straight section to use for my dash between my birthday, or my B and my day. And my adhesive must be running out in certain areas because it's not totally sticking. Might need to go to a different section of my micro dot adhesive sheet. Okay, hang on. Sometimes I need to look at the micro dot adhesive sheet sideways to find out where there's still dots. There we go. And that's just to give it an extra little push. So yeah, there is my birthday card. Now I probably should have stamped this a little bit further so I could write, or I'll just write a message right there. So anyways, so yeah, there is my 2 of my birthday cards. Let me see if I can get a clean sheet of paper here to put them on. Or maybe a clean sheet of paper does not happen in my world. There we go. Semi-clean sheet of paper. So there we have our 2 masculine cards. Let me know which one you think I should use. I'm not sure. I like them both.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you for joining me today, and we will see you, some of you we will see on Saturday at 10 o'clock Central or whatever time zone you're in. Otherwise, we'll see you next week, Thursday. Have a great night, guys.